The Mavericks, and LeBron said he was invited to try out for the Cowboys and Seahawks. He was also confident that he had what it takes despite not playing since his junior year of high school, saying, quote, "I would have made the team. I would have tried out, but I would have made the team." So, Shannon, do you agree he would have made the team here?
I love LeBron. Everybody knows that. But I don't believe LeBron James would have made the professional football team. Not after being away from the game for 10 years. There's more. LeBron James is one of the greatest athletes that we've ever seen. But there's more to just being a great athlete than playing a professional sport. And people need to stop this notion because guys are great at one sport, they can just automatically cross over. Ask Ed Too Tall Jones, Skip, you were there. A guy we had never heard of, but he did that full time. Too Tall Jones, like, you know what, I got the problem with Cowboys, y'all don't want to do right with me, y'all want to give me my money, I'm going to go box. And guess what he ended up coming back doing, Skip? Playing football, because boxing was a lot harder than he thought. I know we get it, Skip. One of my good friends, Deion Sanders, and he and I talk. But he was able to play football and baseball, because he played baseball in high school, he played baseball in college, and he continued that. He didn't set the sport down for a decade and then tried to pick it back up at the highest level. There are more to it than just being great at being great in a particular sport. There are nuances to a particular sport. It's about route running. I've never seen a 6'8" guy. Harold Carmichael was the tallest guy, wide receiver, Skip, to play. And I'm assuming that's what LeBron is going to play. He's going to play wide receiver. But there are nuances to understanding where the coverage is and where the blind spots are. We call them spidey senses. LeBron James doesn't have spidey senses anymore because he hasn't used those senses in a very long time. They say, Skip, if you blindfold a man for an extended period of time, he'll go blind because the light doesn't hit his eyes. Well, if you don't play a particular sport and then try to get back out there and do it, your senses, the awareness, where that shot coming from, this coverage, cover 6, cover 2, cover 5, boom, boom. No, I don't believe it. It sounds good. It is great to talk about. But even at LeBron James' supremely gifted, talented level, for him to say, I'm going to go play in the NFL. Having not played college ball, Skip, we've seen a lot of great high school players not make it in college. We've seen a lot of great college players not make it to the NFL. But for a guy that has set the sport down for a decade and just go pick it back up and play at the highest level, I don't believe that would have happened. I do not believe that would have happened.
Okay, all he said is, I would have made the team if I had focused on...
At what position?
At wide receiver.
And that's no, okay. I don't believe that.
Okay, I would have been with you until yesterday. And after I read The Athletic's piece on this, which had deep, excellent background into just how great he was as a freshman, sophomore, and junior in high school, I was not aware of it.
High school.
Okay, I got it. And he played for bad teams, so I got this. But the point is, I now believe that at age 26, that had been about 10 years ago, if he'd gone all in for football, which is a huge hypothetical, which would not have happened, he'd have to say, I'm all in. I'm going to do this. And it was during that strike year.
Right.
But you'd have to go full force into it. Again, Jerry Jones invited him, and he said, yeah, I got invited, but if I stepped on that field, I was going to make the team. Well, yeah, you would make the team if you would actually play through the football year, because you know that Jerry Jones would miss that marquee, that box office.
Yeah,
I got LeBron James at wide receiver.
Right.
Who's not watching that?
Right. But
okay.
That's the thing, though, Skip. I'm not talking about out of the marketing employee. Skip, LeBron James has never got our press coverage.
Okay, I got it. I understand all that. But what I didn't understand, and I'm going to defend LeBron and you're not, is that it started his freshman year when, like, 2/3 of the way through, they finally said, we got to put him on varsity. And the first night he had a chance was when his friend Maverick Carter, who's now the brains of the operation, Maverick was ahead of him at receiver because I think he was 2 years ahead of him in school, okay? He was sick one night, and they just threw this freshman into the game. He's 14 years of age at this point, and he goes for over 100 yards on 9 catches, and they were down 15-0. They got all the way back to 15-14. They lost, but it was because of LeBron that they even had a chance in the game. And then Gloria fought him every step of the way, to her credit, saying, no, you can't play football. It's stupid to play football. You're going to get hurt, as you know. So she fought him. Don't go back your sophomore year. And he goes back and he put up huge numbers his sophomore year and made All-State in Ohio. He was All-State. LeBron James.
Yes.
His junior year, she fought him tooth and nail. You cannot subject, because by then he's about to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the chosen one, right? And he goes back, and he was so good that he started getting letters from everywhere, and then he got offers from all the major powers, including Urban Meyer, who LeBron remembers was the receiver coach at that point at Notre Dame. They all wanted LeBron James. And all the power schools, everybody, he said pretty much everybody, Florida State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan, Florida, South Carolina, he just went down. All of them offered him as a junior to play college football at obviously the highest level. So my point is, I always thought of him as more of a tight end type at 6'9", 260 now. What would he have been? He's probably that.
Oh, he's probably been bigger than that because he had to lift weights. So he'd probably been 270. He might have, they probably moved his butt to tackle. No, they wouldn't have moved him to tackle because, hey, at 6'9", 260, what could he run the 40 in? Realistically, could he run 4.5? Maybe. Maybe. Skip,
Some nights I'll watch him running up down the court. I think he can fly.
Skip, that's a big target.
Okay, it's a huge target, but I thought of him as a tight end, but he says, no, I'm a wideout.
But Skip, what you're saying, you're putting it in context. He continues to play. He set the sport down for a decade.
The hypothetical here is that he'd go all in to try to figure out football at that point. Well, Jerry's going to keep him on the roster. He just said, I'd make the team. Yes, you would have made the team. If, in fact, you'd be available to play the football games, you would have. I don't know about his toughness factor. I don't know about could he have taken the shots that you took on a Sunday daily basis. It's hard, man. You got to have a loose screw. Seriously. You got to have one loose screw to do what you did.
You ain't all the way there, you play football.
You're not all the way there because it's not fun, man.
No.
And it gets progressively harder and worse. And he would be a big literal target for the defense as well as the offense.
Skip, and remember now, he's going out there as LeBron James. So, in other words, the guys are looking like, hold on, this dude plays NBA basketball, and he thinks he can come out here in football. So what you think they going to do? It's just like when you go out there, some guys like, oh, man, I can play in the NBA. I can play in the NBA.
But sometimes when you're a wide out, XY, where you flank out.
Yes.
You're out of, you get out of harm's way. You can sort of stay because you're being covered by a DB who's like with LeBron be about half your size. Would you try to put a safety on him to have somebody a little bigger?
He's a big target, Skip. I'm gonna get up in him. I'm gonna press him because I know he's gonna try to jump up. I know he's gonna try to jump up over me.
He's gonna try to jump up, and he said in his sophomore year he perfected the one-handed catch. He loved Peter Warwick at Florida State. And he loved trying to catch the ball one-handed.
But Skip, here's the thing, is that when you come into a situation in the NFL, the first thing, especially if you come with credentials, your first-round pick, or you won the Butkus, or you won the Biletnikoff, when you won some prestigious award, the guys automatically assume, I need to see why you won that award.
That is correct.
Okay, you coming out here, you LeBron James. Bro, you think you going to set this aside? You going to sit down 10 years, ain't coming, and you going to come back out here? Skip, I got to see.
Okay,
the guy's gonna see.
I understand you got to see, but at least he did it at a pretty high school level for 3 years. Freshman,
sophomore. Barnes played football. There are a lot of guys that played, I think probably early. I don't know if they were as good as LeBron. A lot of NFL players played basketball.
Sure.
But Skip, Skip, you're talking about the best of the best. There's only a handful of guys, there's less than 1% that have done what we do.
I would have watched it.
Yeah, I know you would have. No, you would have watched it. Hope somebody try to.
I would not.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah,
if he's playing for my Dallas Cowboys, I'd say, go, Bron, go.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You got your new team until LeBron left, and then you went back to the Cowboys.
That was Terrell Owens.
See?
That guy I couldn't stomach, but LeBron, I love LeBron.
No.
He'd be the king.
I can't
the king of pro football.
I don't know about that, Skip. I think LeBron is great.
For LeBron.
But dropping something off after a decade.
Last quick point. That Cowboy team went 8-8 with Romo throwing to Dez and Witten and Miles Austin.
Yeah.
LeBron could have found a little spot in the rotation. Come on. Romo throwing him jump balls.
Okay, something to think about. Shannon, I know you were a track star, but were you a good basketball player?
Yeah. That's good. That's good. No, shake your head. No. Purvis Ellison beat me out one year for Area Player of the Year. You ever heard of Purvis Ellison?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished second to him.
Okay.
Okay, then. I'm going to recognize, put some speck on Shea name. Go down South Georgia and ask about Shea Shaw. They know.
Well, then the next year when he was a freshman at Louisville then, right?
Yeah.
He won the most valuable, what do they call the?
Most outstanding.
Most outstanding.
Yeah. They beat Duke in '86,
I was there. I was in Dallas.
Good. Well, either way, LeBron, he made the right choice, guys.
He made the right
He's
choice.
doing just fine.
Because I couldn't, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't root for you play the Cowboy.
Yeah, that would be hard for you. That would be interesting for all of us. All right, enough of that. You guys, this is interesting. You can enter the Fox Bet Super 6 NBA contest for a chance to win $25,000 when you pick the outcomes of a few of tonight's NBA games.